Greetings everyone and welcome back to Kadic Reviews. And it's been a while since we've done a movie on this show, but it's time to do a movie on this show. More specifically, a movie about a video game. We've done quite a few on Kadic Reviews in its history, both of the Street Fighter movies, both of the Silent Hill movies. And soon enough, even the Ratchet and Clank movie will get its look-see. But today, we take a look-see at another video game series. One in which I like. Assassin's Creed. Now, I'll be the first to tell you, I nearly own all of the Assassin's Creed games. All but 5, mind you. 2 in the Chronicles series, Liberation, Syndicate, and Rogue are the 5 that I don't own in the series. And I've been a supporter since the beginning. And there's been a movie idea for many a year, and even a few CGI Assassin's Creed movies that are worth the look-see. But last year, Ubisoft ponied up their own money along with Regency Entertainment to produce a live-action interpretation of the video game, starring Michael Fassbender and Jeremy Irons. Although the movie was critically panned by most professional critics and didn't really do that well in the box office, bombing quickly after 2 weeks, I just recently concluded watching the movie, and I'm here to tell you, never since the original Silent Hill movie done quite a few years ago has a movie successfully brought a video game to life. You see, there are movies trying to mimic video games, i.e. every bad video game movie ever, Tekken, DOA, Street Fighter movies, and then there are those video game movies. Video game movies are even rare, and Assassin's Creed is one of them. Taking place, oddly, in 1492 in Spain, Assassin's Creed sees artist stickler Michael Fassbender playing naturally, like Assassin's Creed, a double role. One as a death row inmate named Cal, who, at the beginning of the movie, we see getting his just due, but he is set free by the testicular Escargot Industries. And if you played the video games, you know what they're about. But for those who haven't, the Abskurgo Foundation uses scientific technology to further their world domination efforts. Abskurgo is just a front for the mythological Templar order, an order that stretches through all facets of time. They're looking for something known as the Apple of Eden, a reference back to biblical times, that is said to rotate the world, and whomever owns a piece or multiple pieces of it. To battle their evil, however, is the Assassin's Brotherhood, in which Cal has been discovered to be a part of, along with his assassin's ancestor Aguilar, using, of course, the mythical video game machine, the Animus. With the Animus, your genetic coding and ancestry comes to life in vivid realness, but it also comes with a bleeding effect. You learn as you experience, so seemingly you become an assassin in this case. The bleeding effect and the special effects for the animus use itself are some of the most breathtaking parts of this movie. Unlike the video game that uses the animus more like a bed or a tilting chair, the animus in this movie takes a more Matrix arm approach, linking neurologically to the brain and to the body, while the images of the time period are displayed in full 3D, and the individual user actually moves and performs the action physically, finally mimicking the puppeteering aspect that was introduced in the original game, something that is long since forgotten about in the modern games. This mimic of the puppeteering makes the scenes that you see in the Assassin's part of the movie more lifelike, and the transition between back and forth between the Cal character and Aguilar a lot more believable. And because of the special effects, the bleeding effect is an absolute win, used in the form of hallucinations and also the physical combat, and also a few story points too. When it comes to mimicking the 1400s Spain, the mimic is almost straight out of the video games that inspire it. Breathtaking rooftops, furious combat, special effects, and beautiful stunt work await. For Assassin's Creed fans, seeing things like the mythical leap of faith properly shown in movie form is breathtaking and worth the see, let alone seeing real world hidden blades go to work on their enemies, and things like the actual Assassin's Order and some of their sayings like nothing is true, everything is permitted, echoed largely through the movie mythos. But also, there is a kind of father and son, broken man to just man transition within Cal. The actions through the animus convey this change in character, albeit the dialogue doesn't. The dialogue is far too quiet, especially on Fassbender's end, so much so I had to bring up captions, and everything said in Arabic or Spanish does have subtitles, so if you're not a fan of subtitles, then this will also be another turn off. The character of Sophie, however, the person in charge mainly of Cal's character within the Animus, is focused on getting the Apple of Eden by any cost, mainly for her father, Alan, played by Jeremy Irons' character, who delivers a rather uninspired but still sort of villainous performance. Not like Vidic in the games, but clearly playing the similar role. This Templar pawn is, of course, after the apple to extinguish the Assassin's Order once and for all. Seeing in the movie's conceit that the apple of Eden has the genetic code of free will encased in it. And this is also another plus for the movie. Abscurgo, mainly the Templars, thoughts and motivations are better conveyed here through their dialogue and their want to end violence through the centuries, but using that as a form of scientific pursuit, while also seeing the underlying undertones of obedience being used. There are also other assassins at the Abscurgo facility. All have seen their time with the machine, and all of them know the truth. They play a vital part in the latter half in action, but they don't provide that much dialogue to the piece. They're more the assassin's reflection like in the games with the other characters that our boy Desmond Miles ran into. None of them are given any real character depth or fluctuation. They're just there to play the opposite role. Most of the movie, you'll be getting the Templar side of the conflict, as well as Kyle's own flip between what is just and what he wants, as everything plays out. Naturally, it leads to a rather thrilling third act that leads up to something we haven't yet seen in the games, a modern day interpretation of what an assassin and Templar goings on would actually look like. Crossbows, hidden blades, technology and smoke bombs, large cops and hard technological get-togethers make up the last third, as it looks like the sequel is properly set up with motivations given the villain getting his just due, as Assassin's Creed usually goes, and the new status quo established. Sadly, the subplot with Kyle and his father, the assassin Aguilar, in which he is undertaking in real life, is rather short, lacks any depth or complexity, and wrapped up rather quickly with just a couple of lines. It's rather a throwaway plot, which makes the assassin of Aguilar, although his cool actions are impressive, seem less of a character. Using one of the established assassins like Ezio and Altair might have been a better choice, but the new assassin, along with the new Animus interpretation, gives this movie a kind of unique difference to its game brethren, if it doesn't work out all that well. Music is done well, and the pace is rather quick for a movie of this size, nearly 2 hours long. But there isn't really much of a wasted scene here, which is also a plus. In terms of a video game to movie adaptation, this is seemingly perfect. I could literally see in my mind's eye the Assassin's Creed HUDs coming up hypothetically on screen. Some of these action scenes, including a big rooftop chase, seem straight out of the game themselves and could be easily reduplicated into a game if they wanted to make this proper game canon as well. But sadly, this acts more like the first game rather than a continuation of the ongoing Assassin's Creed series. And the fact that it ends in London is a nice call forward to Syndicate, the game that released just about a month prior or two to the movie's release. Sadly, some of the signature Assassin's Creed music from the game's not present here, which could have been a plus. All in all, Assassin's Creed lives up and honors to its movie brethren with breathtaking special effects, science, and its plot perfectly duplicated to the game's history and lore, while providing great action scenes and great visual treats due to its excellent special effects that I'm glad Ubisoft themselves were able to pay up for. But the lack of any real supporting characters and some unintelligible dialogue by Fassbender take you out of the experience, as well as a father and son plot that is as rushed and empty as the assassin that Fassbender inhabits. It may not be a perfect film, but in terms of an interpretation of a video game, Assassin's Creed hits all the right marks. That's why I'm proud to give Assassin's Creed the movie an 8 out of 10 on the Kadic scale. If you are a fan of the games and know the lore and can lower your expectations quite a bit, you might find there's a lot of respect to be given. It's just too bad we might never get a sequel to this. And there really should be, because this video game movie was given the profound effort. So at least do the effort and see the thing on DVD or on demand. Or wait about a month or two when it pops up on your Netflix or Hulu. You won't have a bad time. Until next time, I'm Nirvana Sparkle. Find peace in your own Nirvana, and thanks for watching.